Welcome to our channel, where we learn English through stories. Today, I will tell you a very exciting story. We will explore 20 amazing discoveries from World War II. These discoveries were hidden for many years, and they tell us incredible stories from the past. Are you ready? Let's begin. 20. Hidden gold bars. During World War II, soldiers often hid treasures to protect them. One day, U.S. soldiers found a room filled with 8,198 gold bars. Can you imagine the shine of so many gold bars? This discovery shows how valuable things were hidden during the war. These gold bars were kept safe for decades and only recently discovered by historians. New word: treasures, valuable things like gold, jewelry, or money. 19. Belle P-39 Cobra plane. In Russia, there is a cold, remote place called the Murman region. Long ago, in November 1944, a Soviet pilot, Lieutenant Ivan Baranovsky, flew an American fighter plane called Belle P-39 Cobra. For some unknown reason, he had to land the plane on a frozen lake. He never returned to his base. Many years later, in 2004, a fisherman saw the tail of the plane sticking out from the ice. Historians found the plane almost complete, and Baranovsky's remains were also inside. Now, the plane is in a museum in New York. This story teaches us that history can hide in the most unexpected places. 18. Bismarck battleship. The Bismarck was one of Germany's largest battleships in World War II. It had big guns and strong armor. In May 1941, it fought with the British Navy. After heavy battles, it sank in the North Atlantic. More than 2,200 crew members were on board. Sadly, only 114 survived. For many years, no one knew exactly where the ship was. In 1989, Robert Ballard, the explorer who found the Titanic, discovered it 15,000 feet below the ocean. This discovery gave historians new information about World War II naval battles. 17. Sunken Japanese battleship Musashi. In the Pacific Ocean, Japan had a very strong battleship called Musashi. It was huge and had powerful guns. In October 1944, during a battle called the Battle of Leyte Gulf, American planes attacked the Musashi. Sadly, nearly 1,000 crew members died when the ship sank. For over 70 years, no one knew exactly where the ship was. Then in 2015, Paul Allen, a famous businessman, funded a search. Using advanced technology, they found the ship 3,000 feet under the sea. The Musashi's remains showed historians how massive and strong battleships were during World War II. 16. Hidden Nazi wall stash. Sometimes, discoveries are hidden in very strange places. In 2021, a house in Hagen, Germany had a flooded basement. When the homeowner cleaned the house, they found a secret compartment in the wall. Inside, there were many wartime items, documents, gas masks, Nazi badges, a revolver, brass knuckles, and even a newspaper from 1945. There was also a portrait of Hitler. Historians learned that the house was once used by the National Socialist People's Welfare Organization. This discovery shows how people hid important items during the war. 15. Hitler's last refuge, the Führer bunker. In Berlin, Germany, there was a secret underground bunker called the Führer bunker. It was built in 1936 and used by Adolf Hitler during the final years of the war. Here, Hitler held meetings, gave orders, and stayed as the Soviet army approached the city in 1945. Eventually, he ended his life in this bunker. After the war, the Soviets discovered the bunker, but they kept many details secret. Later, historians recovered personal items, documents, and signs from inside. Today, a small plaque marks the location. This discovery helps us understand the final moments of Nazi Germany. 14. Ireland's neutrality signs. During World War II, Ireland stayed neutral. But how could pilots know that? The Irish government made big stone letters on hills and coastlines that spelled air, the Irish word for Ireland. Each set of letters was about 40 feet wide. Pilots flying over could see them from the air. In 2018, after a wildfire, one of these old signs appeared again. Historians were excited because it showed how a small country tried to stay safe during a huge war. 13. German U-boat wrecks. German U-boats were submarines that attacked ships in the Atlantic Ocean. They were very dangerous and caused many problems for Allied ships. Many U-boats sank during battles. For decades, they were lost at the bottom of the ocean. In recent years, explorers found many U-boat wrecks. Some submarines, like U-576, were almost complete, with deck guns and crew items still visible. These discoveries show the dangers of submarine warfare and teach us about life underwater during World War II. 12. Spy pigeon in the chimney. In England, during a house renovation, a mummified pigeon was found in an old chimney. Amazingly, it had a small red canister on its leg with a secret message for British intelligence. During the war, carrier pigeons carried important messages across enemy lines. This pigeon probably flew into the chimney and got trapped. Historians still study the message, but it is a reminder that even animals helped during the war. 11. The tragic USS Indianapolis. The USS Indianapolis was a U.S. Navy ship. In 1945, it delivered parts for the atomic bomb to be used in Hiroshima. On its way back, it was hit by a Japanese submarine. The ship sank in just 12 minutes. Around 300 crew members died, and 900 were left in the water for 4 days. Many sailors were lost to dehydration, saltwater poisoning, and shark attacks. Only 316 survived. In 2017, the shipwreck was discovered 18,000 feet below the Philippine Sea, giving new information about this tragic event. 10. The Lake Michigan Dauntless. During World War II, the U.S. Navy used a plane called the Douglas SBD Dauntless. It was a dive bomber, very important for attacks on enemy ships. Some planes did not go to war. They were used in training exercises on Lake Michigan. Pilots practiced taking off and landing on temporary aircraft carriers. Many planes fell into the lake and stayed there for decades. Recently, divers have found and restored these sunken planes. They are now displayed in museums. 9. Operation Bernhard's counterfeit millions. During the war, Nazi Germany had a secret plan called Operation Bernhard. The goal was to make fake British money and hurt Britain's economy. Skilled forgers, even prisoners in concentration camps, produced over 130 million fake pounds. The Nazis tried to hide the evidence by dumping crates of fake money into lakes. Years later, some fake money was recovered by divers. Experts were amazed at how well made the notes were. 8. The Bronze Eagle of the Graf Spee. The Graf Spee was a German warship. In 2006, divers found a giant bronze eagle from the ship. The eagle was over 6 feet tall and held a swastika in its talons. Raising it was difficult because of strong currents and poor visibility. Later, the eagle was melted and recast into a symbol of peace. This shows that history can teach us moral lessons. Even war artifacts can have new meanings. 7. USS Yorktown. The USS Yorktown was a U.S. aircraft carrier in the Pacific. It fought in the Battle of Midway, a very important battle in World War II. The Yorktown was damaged and sank in June 1942. For decades, no one knew its exact location. In 1998, Dr. Robert Ballard discovered it nearly 3 miles underwater. The ship was still partly intact, and personal items, cups, and airplane parts were found. This discovery is like an underwater museum, showing life on a ship during the war. New word, aircraft carrier, a large ship that carries airplanes. 6. The Ghost Army. World War II had a special unit called the Ghost Army. They were artists, engineers, and sound technicians. Their job was unusual, to trick the enemy. They used inflatable tanks, fake artillery, and recorded battle sounds. The goal was to fool German forces into thinking there were more troops than there really were. By doing this, the Ghost Army saved many Allied lives. 5. Katyn's mass graves. In 1940, thousands of Polish officers and community leaders disappeared under Soviet control. Their fate remained unknown for years. In 1943, German forces found mass graves in the Cadden Forest. Over 20,000 bodies were recovered, each with gunshot wounds. For decades, the truth was hidden by political agendas. Only later, after Soviet documents were declassified, was it revealed that the NKVD, Stalin's secret police, carried out the executions. This discovery reminds us of the tragedy and human cost of war. 4. The silver treasure of the SS Garlapa. In 1941, the British cargo ship SS Garlapa carried tea, iron, and a secret cargo of silver. A German U-boat torpedoed the ship, and it sank 3 miles underwater. For decades, the silver's location was unknown. In 2011, an American marine exploration company used submersibles to find the shipwreck. They recovered over 1,100 silver bars, about 48 tons. Many bars were still in good condition. This discovery shows how treasures can stay hidden for decades under the sea. 3. Jerusalem of the North. Before World War II, Vilnius in Lithuania was called the Jerusalem of the North because of its Jewish culture and learning. When Nazis occupied the city, many synagogues and libraries were destroyed. But brave people hid religious texts, Torah scrolls, and ceremonial objects beneath the rubble. Decades later, archaeologists excavated these treasures. Today, historians carefully restore and preserve these items. This discovery shows how people protected their culture and religion even during war. 2. The sunken German truck. Local stories told of a German truck submerged in a river for decades. Investigators found the truck, which dated back to World War II. Much of the chassis and original license plate remained intact. The truck had been used to transport weapons and ammunition. This discovery is smaller than tanks or planes, but it is important for understanding war logistics. 1. Churchill's covert bunker network. During World War II, Winston Churchill created a secret group called the Auxiliary Units. They were ordinary citizens trained in sabotage and spying. Over 500 underground bunkers were built across Britain. The goal was to attack the Germans if they invaded. Many bunkers were hidden under floors or camouflaged doors. Luckily, an invasion never happened. Decades later, some bunkers were rediscovered, showing a secret part of Britain's defense during the war. Let's look at all 20 discoveries in a simple way. 20. Bell P-39 Cobra, a lost fighter plane in Russia, recovered decades later with pilot remains and logbook. 19. The Bismarck, German battleship in the Atlantic, found intact after decades, showing naval power. 18. The sunken battleship Musashi, Japanese ship located underwater in 2015, highlighting naval warfare. 17. Hidden Nazi wall stash, a secret compartment in a house in Germany with wartime artifacts. 16. Panther tank in a basement, a fully operational tank hidden under a home, discovered in 2015. 15. Hitler's Führer bunker, secret underground headquarters in Berlin, revealing the last days of Nazi leaders. 14. Ireland's neutrality signs, huge stone letters to show neutral territory, rediscovered after decades. 13. German U-boat wrecks, sunken submarines in the Atlantic, revealing dangers of underwater warfare. 12. Spy pigeon in a chimney, mummified pigeon with secret message for British intelligence. 11. USS Indianapolis, a U.S. ship sunk in 1945, wreck discovered in 2017, showing human tragedy at sea. 10. Lake Michigan Dauntless, sunken training planes recovered and restored from Lake Michigan. 9. Operation Bernhard, Nazi plan to print fake British money, some money recovered later. 8. Bronze Eagle of Graf Spee, giant eagle from German ship, recast into a peace symbol. 7. USS Yorktown, aircraft carrier sunk in the Pacific, rediscovered in 1998. 6. Ghost Army, Allied unit using inflatable tanks and sound tricks to deceive enemies. 5. Cadden mass graves, thousands of Polish officers killed, Mass graves discovered later. 4. Silver treasure of SS Garlapa. Sunken cargo ship carrying silver, recovered in 2011. 3. Jerusalem of the North. Hidden Jewish artifacts in Vilnius, preserved during Nazi occupation. 2. Sunken German truck. Vehicle submerged for decades, showing war logistics. 1. Churchill's covert bunker network. Underground bunkers and secret units in Britain. World War II ended decades ago, but these discoveries show us history is everywhere, under lakes, buried in homes, or hidden underground. Every artifact tells a story of courage, tragedy, or clever strategies. Learning English through stories helps you understand the past and practice new words. History connects people, from soldiers and civilians to archaeologists and historians. Remember, as you read or listen to these stories, try to imagine the scenes. This will improve both your English and your understanding of history.